You've got his attention, but you don't want to lose it. Now you've got a slight change in your pattern, the clothes, and he'll notice that. He'll also notice when you come home. Isn't it cruel to make him worry about me like that? No, Jeanette, you're too nice. It will get him to realize he's gotten to that point and that he cares that much about you. But everyone has a limit, a point at which is just too much. Hey, think about the possible conclusions there. The breaking point is worrying too much about you? He'll protect you, of course. He might bring it up one day, casually at first, ask if everything's all right, really wanting to know anything and everything, and at that point, desperate. Not simply desperate to keep you from harm, but he'll begin to feel more strongly that he's the only one who can protect you. But that's not love. But he's already falling in love with you. This will sort of send it sailing, sink or swim. Hey, you're trying to help me and you say something like that? That's not encouraging at all. But I just told you he's falling for you. I know he is. Come here. Why? I just want to be sure you'll listen, okay? You'll get him wrapped around your fingers. He'll practically crawl over to you. But you can't fling yourself at him like the wild little thing you are. In fact, at this stage, you could rip him to shreds. Rawr. That's where your personal tamer comes in. You're the one who needs taming. It's not so fair, you know, 'cause you're the one who will get the treat for all your being good. That's still optional. For all I know, I could end up enjoying myself with my winnings, only to have it taken from me, only to find it's not only not mine to own, but just me playing with a kindred spirit of my own breed. I forgot about that. Is it against the law? I'm not sure. What was it you were going to say? What I was saying is that if I lost him, or if I couldn't, what would become of what we have now? Would you just walk away? You stopped asking me for that goodnight kiss. How many do I owe you now? You're teasing me now? Am I? One. 2. 3, 4, 5. Can't we just get to 9? After all, that's how many kisses I owe you. You don't owe me them. Shh. You've been good. You've earned this. 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. You ready? You tell me. Are you ever? But Rudy reluctantly got off the couch, awkwardly, stunned. He opened his mouth to say something, but then the doorbell rang, interrupting whatever he was going to say then forever. Jeanette, feeling so many things at once, feelings of rejection, longing, and somehow relief as she remembered it wasn't Dane, and that she might have never forgiven herself if it wasn't Dane. What was she thinking? Hadn't she said she'd rather be in love first? Somehow she couldn't feel mad at Rudy, just shocked at herself. Still, she didn't want whoever it was to notice her hair, and she went to the bathroom, not noticing that Rudy's guest was already in the doorway, and caught a small glimpse of her, and noticed not only her messy hair, but Rudy's messy hair. When she came back out of the bathroom, she was introduced to Drake, Rudy's nephew. And he offered to give Jeanette a ride home. When she was dropped off, she walked past Dane unknowingly, for he sat in the dark, sensing something wasn't right and feeling alarmed at her messy hair, looking out to see a different-looking vehicle from the one that usually picked her up. Please tell me this is a nightmare, Dane thought, and felt his heart sinking. Rudy has invited us out to DizzGo's tonight. Well, I have a little bit of homework. It won't take me long. When do we go? 8. I'll have enough time. See you then. So, I'd assume things were getting better with your living conditions if it weren't for the lack of sleep look in your eyes right now. You sly devil. It's that good? I've not overstepped my bounds. You know, if I had, I don't know. I'm sorry I know I embarrassed you at the door, but I sense you'd die a little more inside if you didn't know if she's seeing someone. And you know, she just might be. You think so? Every time she comes home, I sit near the door watching for her to come home, and not only is she coming home later and later, the other night she came home with her hair all messed up. It wasn't a windy night. Sounds like the roles have reversed. You told me how she was waiting for you. Feels like that was so long ago. You can't go on like this, though. How long are you willing to stand by and not interfere or voice anything of what you feel? I guess not. No. What? You cannot go on this way. Don't you see? She wanted your attention from the beginning. She'd act out if that's what it took. Give yourself some peace of mind. It's so easy to see. Is it? You're going to regret it if you let her go. Sorry if you keep letting her go. You're already letting her slip away. You're slipping away in the process. All the while, someone is getting to her, getting to have all she longs to give. And if it's nothing serious to her, if she drops him, who's next then? If you're not there before then, she won't have you to fall back on. I am. I'm there when she needs me. I told her that once already, that if she ever needed to talk about anything, something that important isn't uttered once and left to rest. Keep at it. Remind her every now and then. Do something to show you care. After a while of not hearing it enough, you just become any other adult who sure would listen to her problems. There are secrets? Who's she going to for those, She'll find someone to go to if you don't get to her first. While you're thinking it, she'll be hearing it whispered in her ears, if she isn't already. You hear me? You're right. Want to get out there and skate? You okay? I'm afraid to go out there. I just fall. I've never been that great at it. Tell me you're not going to let one embarrassing moment keep you from confessing your feelings for her. I don't even know yet what I'm supposed to say. Whatever I say, some action will be involved in. Not just the action of saying it, but what am I doing? What do you want to do? I wish you'd tell me what to do. You were always the romantic type. You know what, Dane? She's out there waiting for someone to give her attention. And you know what? You have to go to her. She can't go to you. That's what she's waiting for, and she knows you want her. But here, take my coat, all right? It's pathetic. You've got to rise to the occasion. You can't be unprepared. Let me show you how it's done, and lazy you can just watch, since somebody's going to if you don't anyway. Dane found himself laughing, kind of confused at Rudy's mood. But he did sit back and watch as Rudy went out there, and within moments of going up to her, Jeanette was already laughing, and he was already apparently flirting with her, and she was enjoying it. Rather than feeling jealous, there was something strange about how comfortable Jeanette was around him. She's only seen him a handful of times, Dane thought, trying to figure it out. Was it really that easy? Then he thought about Rudy's strange behavior, the surprising amount of emotion behind his words, and the words right before they left the house. "Hey, you! If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were skipping out to meet your boyfriend." And her response was, "Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long." Odd thoughts started to cross his mind, and strangely connect somehow. It couldn't be, Dane thought, in shock, but then it was a crazy idea. After all, Rudy wouldn't encourage me to ask her out if he were secretly meeting her, right? Unless Rudy doesn't really care about her and is trying to send her my way because he's just... Oh, he's the sly devil. Dane tried to shake it from his thoughts, but for the rest of the night it was all he could think about, and still he couldn't think up a way to tell her how he felt. By next morning, though, he believed maybe he had just been jealous of Rudy skating with her. Maybe he just let his imagination run too far.